Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Myself Jay Patel, and today in this video we are going to talk about context and service in Dynamics 365 plugins. Now this video is very special because here we'll be understanding that what exactly context and service is, and these are the most fundamental concepts in Dynamics 365 plugins. So it is extremely important for us to understand that how they work and what is their use. And today in this video I'm going to cover the exact same thing. You might have watched my previous videos, and from there you would have understood that whenever I was writing a plugin code, I was often using the context and service in order to perform different operations, right? So if you are new to this concept and if you were not able to understand that what exactly it is, this video is for you, because here I will be explaining you in detail what exactly context and service is and what is the difference between the two, right? So before starting on to understand the technical terminologies, let's first understand by using a non-technical example so that you can understand these things better. First of all, let's understand that what is context, right? So as you can see on the screen, it is written that think of context as the environment details of what is happening in CRM at the moment your plugin is executed, right? So let's say that if your CRM is a movie set, then we can say that context is the director, which will be telling you that who triggered the action, what record is being worked on, what fields are changed, what is the message, and what stage of the pipeline are we in. Basically, context provides you information about the operation which has been performed, right? It provides you the information such as who has triggered the action. It means, for example, someone has edited the record, or let's say edited any particular field in the record, then context will be telling you that who that person is, what record is being worked on, right? So if you want to identify that what is the ID of the record on which the operation is performed, you can get it through the context. It helps you to understand that which fields were changed while performing the operation, what was the message, whether it was a create operation where the record was created, whether it was update, or whether it was delete. So context basically helps you to understand the entire picture, or we can say entire movie. It provides us information about everything, right? So when we talk about a particular movie, we know that the director knows everything about the movie, like who is the actor in this movie, what are the different scenes which will be planned in this movie, how this movie is going to be commercialized. Everything related to the movie is in the mind of director knows everything, right? In the similar way, context is the director of our plugins. It contains all the information about plugins, right? It contains information such as who created the record on your CRM, right? As you can see on the screen, which fields were changed. So you can see that every little information, okay, executed on your CRM is going to be stored in your context. It contains, it can be, it can be referred as the environment details, right? It helps us to understand that what is happening in CRM at the moment your plugin is executed. All right, so I hope that you are able to understand that what exactly context is and how it can be useful. In simple words, if I have to put this thing out, you can understand that it gives your plugin the full story of what's happening. It helps you to understand that what exactly is going behind the scenes when your plugin is executed and what are the different kind of things which are happening on in your CRM, right? So this is what context is. Now let's understand the non-technical definition of service. Service is the toolbox your plugin uses to interact with the database. Now this is extremely important. See, when you understand things in this way, it becomes easier to grasp all these things. And it's very important that when you're learning a technical concept, you should have to be loving memory of that. So make sure that you always learn something technical in a way that it becomes exciting for you, right? And that's the same thing which I'm trying to do for you. So let's understand that what exactly service is. We can say that service is a toolbox, right? It's a kind of a toolbox which a plugin needs to interact with the database. As simple as that. In simple terms, if I have to put this thing entirely, you can say that it is used to perform the CRUD operations on your CRM. It helps you to retrieve the records, create new records, update an existing record, or delete an existing record. These are the kind of operations which you can perform with the help of the service. In simple terms, if I have to talk about the difference between context and service, I can say that context gives you information about your CRM during the time the plugin is getting executed. On the other hand, service helps you to interact with your CRM. It means while your plugin is executing, the person who helps you to execute all those things, like which helps you to create a new record or let's say update an existing record, is the person who is called service. Because it's a service, it is in your service, it is here to help you, right? It is here to help you, it is here to help your plugin to perform the operations on the CRM. This is the job of the Mr. Service in CRM, in plugins, all right? So it helps us to execute fetch XML or messages. So there are a lot of uses of service, we can say. So the idea is context tells you what happened, while service lets you do something about it, right? So service helps to perform the thing, while context gives you the thing, all right? Let's understand it technically now. So we'll first start by the context. We obtain the context like this. So whenever you want to obtain the context in your plugin code, you can obtain it by writing this simple syntax. Although it looks very long, it's not that much difficult. As you can see, it is I plugin execution context. Then you can just give any name to your context. Then we'll write in bracket I plugin execution context service provider. Now service provider is the one who is going to provide us the a service. So we want to get the service which is of type I plugin execution context. So this is how you can obtain the context. Okay, don't worry about it, you can just remember this syntax. It is very simple to remember, right? So this is how you can obtain the context. Let's understand next in the technical way that what are the different kind of operations which you can perform with the help of the context, right? So let's say you want, like you have an operation like message name. So it helps us to perform operations like create, update, delete, assign, etc. It means message name provides you the information about different types of operations which were performed on your record, right? So let's say if the record is created, context.messageName will provide me the information about it, right? If it is updated, that context.messageName will return update, right? In the similar way, if I want to know the name of the entity, I can know with the help of primary entity name, right? So when I write context.primary entity name, it helps me to get the name of the primary entity on which the operation is being performed, right? Primary entity ID gives me the ID of the entity on which the operation is being performed. Input parameters contains the data which are there in the pipeline, right? So whatever fields have been modified in the pipeline, you can get those fields with the help of the input parameters field. Output parameters gives you the data which is going out. Stage helps you to know about the execution stage which is being performed, whether it's a pre-validation, pre-operation or post-operation. So you can get that information from the stage. Depth helps us to understand that how many times your plugin is getting executed, right? So it is basically used to prevent the infinite loops. Don't worry, right now I'm just covering the theory, but in the upcoming videos we'll be taking a look at all these different concepts with the help of the code. Some of these have already been covered by me in the previous videos. If you have not watched them, please go and watch it. Like examples of message name, primary entity name, primary entity ID, input parameters, these like stage, all these things are already covered in the previous videos. So I'd request you to go and watch those videos first. You'll be able to understand it better. Then user ID helps you to understand that who triggered the plugin. You would have seen that while creating the service, I used to pass the context.UserId. So that's what we get. That is how we get the user ID from the context. Then you can get the initiating user ID. It means you can get the user ID of the person who has started the pipeline. You get the information about shared variables for communication between different plugins. So these are the different type of operations which are there in the context, which helps us to get information about our CRM when the plugin is getting executed on a particular record or let's say entity. All right, so I hope that you're able to understand the technical definition of context. It's extremely easy to understand, right? Now let's move forward and understand the service. Yes, one more thing. To get the target entity, which is record being changed, you can write this syntax, which is entity target. So it's a target entity, and then you can just get the input parameters from the target like this by writing context.input parameters. And here I'm using the typecasting. Don't worry, I'll be creating a separate video on the target where we'll be talking about each and everything related to the target. But yes, you can understand one thing, that if you want to get the target entity, you can get it like this. This is the syntax for it. And in the previous videos also I have already used this syntax, so you can just go and watch those videos. But yes, don't worry, I'll be creating a new video in the future where you'll be able to understand target in a much more reliable way. Now let's talk about the technical meaning of service. So let's first understand that how we create the service. For creating the service, we first need to create the factory, or we can say the service factory. So what is the syntax for creating the service factory? We can write this syntax, which is IOrganizationService factory is equal to IOrganizationService factory service provider dot get service type of IOrganizationService factory. In simple terms, we can say that our service is an instance of our service factory. So this factory which we have just obtained here helps us to create the service. As you can see here, IOrganizationService is equal to factory. So factory which I have created above this service is basically used to create our organization service. And as you can see here we are using our context again, right? As you can see here, we had user ID. So this user ID is being practically implemented here. I'm using context.UserId in order to get the information about the user who has executed the plugin, or we can say triggered the plugin. What service can do? Service basically helps us to perform the CRUD operations, right? With the help of the service, you can create the entity by writing service.create. So it basically helps us to create a record. With the help of the service, you can retrieve a particular record. For that, you just need to pass the name of the entity, ID of that particular record, and whatever column you want to get. If you want to get all the columns, you can just write new column set true. If you want to update a particular entity record, you can just write service.update and just pass the name of the entity. And in the similar way, you can delete it by passing the name of the entity and its ID. So this is how you can perform the operations with the help of the service. It's very easy. It basically used to perform the CRUD operations. But now my main motivation was to explain you the difference between what is context and service. And I hope that you would have gotten a better idea about how these two things are different from each other. Many of the people are not aware about this difference, and they were just confused about what exactly context and service is, because when we write a plugin, we often start with this thing, right? So it becomes very confusing for the people when they see such long syntaxes for the first time, that what exactly is it. But now I hope that you have a clear understanding of what exactly context and service is. This is just a theoretical part. In the future videos, I'll be covering the practical part as well, where we'll be seeing the practical code examples of using the context and service. But for now, I hope that you like this video. And yes, as you can see, lastly, I have written that we will understand target in depth in the next video. So I will be creating a separate video for the target, where I will be clearing each and every concept related to target, because it's a very big topic. So we have to create a separate video for it, and I'll make sure that I cover everything related to it. And then for now, thank you so much for watching this video, and then make sure that you subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends. And yes, please press the like button. It really motivates me to create more such videos. Thank you so much.